was, love isn't some airy-fairy feeling. It's not some romantic illusion. Love is an ethical position. It is a position of principle. It is the bones of our conceptual reality, particularly in the civilizational sense and the societal sense. Love is a commitment to a way of being, to a way of acting, of thinking, to the underlying reasons why we try to be better, pursue excellence, cooperate, compete, all of those things. Love is not a feeling. Love is a practice. Love is a thing we do whether we feel like it or not. Love is a commitment to never demonize, to never trivialize or infantilize people we disagree with, people who've hurt us, people who we are in conflict with at times, because that brings in the blinkers, that narrows the perspective. I like love because it's very useful. It keeps my perspective as wide open as it possibly can be. It doesn't shut down my openness. It also doesn't shut down my rigor. Loving doesn't stop you being critical and analytical. It just stops you being an asshole in the process. It stops you from jumping to hasty conclusions, or it helps stop you doing that. We're still human. It takes the sharp edges and corners off uncomfortable truths and makes them more palatable to ourselves and to those that we might be discussing them with, or sharing them with, or experiencing them with more still. Love is a way of moving through the world without doing unnecessary damage. It's so much easier to destroy than it is to construct. It's easier to build, it's easier to pull something down than to build it. It's easier to end a relationship than save it. It's easier to walk away from a difficult friendship than it is to explore your own culpability in its failure. It's easier to do those things. So the negative is usually the easier thing to do. Love gives us the impetus. It gives us the reason to be brave, to face that which we don't want to face in order to grow, in order to relate, in order to cooperate, in order to behave with dignity and with, a decency of ethical opprobrium. Love is a thing. It's a practice. It's a philosophy. It's a way of being. And it's more than that. And it encompasses a whole range of behaviours. But I see it as an ethical position, and one that's eminently logical. So when you think of love and you feel those surges of feelings, it's worth sometimes just, certainly luxuriate and enjoying it, but sometimes it's worth backtracking a little bit and looking at the reasons why, looking at the motives behind the feeling. Explore it gently, carefully, but explore it. And a lot of the bones of why you love and what you love will become more apparent. And that understanding can only help. It's not always pleasant. Sometimes you don't see what you want to see, but it will always help. It's always better to see more clearly, always. And so love can help you see more clearly. It can also completely cloud you if you only see it as just a feeling. If you see it as just a sensation, an epiphenomena, then yeah, it'll cloud your feeling like any other emotion. But it can be clarifying. It can be. If you see love as a functional, ethical principle, then you're going to approach it very differently in the way that you conduct yourself, and you're going to see things differently as a result. And like anything that can help us see more clearly, see more broadly, see the path widely, clearly and widely, is going to be useful. Oos.